Hey, good morning, friends. I realized last night when I went home, I was looking on YouTube for various videos about people, my peers, you folks out there that may have been working on their trailers, doing modifications to them. I was just looking to see what kind of comparative notes I could get from, work that's out there to compare with what I'm doing have done on my 18-foot car hauling trailer, which I bought back in 1996 for $1,395 with brakes. The ramps were extra. I think I paid $50 for the ramps, but since then I've done quite a few modifications to this trailer, and I'm going to show you right now just what I've done. And things I was looking for last night, I couldn't really find much. And I even looked in my own content and I couldn't find much, meaning I didn't do a whole lot of trailer videotaping the modifications I've done over the years. Mainly because, and most probably because, it's my own trailer, and I work on it on little chunks here, little chunks there, trying to get it done, trying to get it up to snuff, up to my standard. And so I probably neglected a lot of that sharing of content, but that's going to change right now. I'm going to show you what I've done, what needs to still be done, and I think I've had a pretty successful series of modifications on this trailer. Okay, here we go. Okay, as I said, it's an 18-foot car hauling trailer made by a company called Enis, E-N-I-S. I have no idea if they still exist. They probably do not. Made in Texas. What you're looking at, the trailer did not come this way. When I got this trailer, when I bought it brand new, it had a wood deck. The slope, the graduated slope, as you see right here, was not as pronounced as this one. It was much more steep, and it started right about where my finger is, and it was higher, and it went down. So the dovetail was much more abrupt, wasn't quite as sloped as this. I put 2 wood floors in it, and then I decided I'm not going to put any more in, simply because it just takes too much, a lot too much work. I'm going to turn this fan on. Hopefully it won't be too loud. But it has a diamond plate floor. Prior to putting the diamond plate down, I had to put the trailer in a rotisserie. Ironically, I put it in the very rotisserie that this Mustang is in. I had to extend these 2-inch square tubing holders to accommodate this trailer. It was quite remarkable to put this trailer in that rotisserie, spin it upside down, blast it, and then reinforce the floors with a whole lot more 2x3s, 11 gauge underneath this 1/8 thickness diamond plate. It should be a little bit thicker, but I only have 3,500 pound axles. But I've done a tremendous amount of modifications to this trailer over the years. This used to be just a hole. I put the sheet metal in there. I built this headache rack. I used to have a vise right there, and I might still put the vise back on it. This is the winch. Of course, the winch wasn't on it. I put this electronic jack in it. It had just a regular crank jack. That's all gone. I put this rail in on both sides. I built this step in here, incorporated it into the body, into the trailer body on both sides. These fenders are the 3rd set of fenders. The 2nd set I put on were just standard replacement ones. These are diamond plate, and of course with new inner liners right there. When I had the trailer up on the rotisserie, I put brand new axles in. 2 brand new axles, 3,500 pounds, with 2 new brakes on the back axles. Drum brake. So, a lot of work. And yesterday I just finally solved, fixed, rendered a repair for the license plate system. I didn't really want it sideways. I think I can get away with it legally as long as it's shown like it is. But I didn't want to just bolt the plate through the fender like so many people do. So I built a frame underneath it. As you can see it, 1 inch square and then 1.5 inch square tubing right here to mount to the fender. So I welded it from the inside, tack, tack, and then tack, tack. And I bent it and then bent the plate to accommodate the bend in the fender. That light housing is brand new. The light is brand new. And on both sides. Now these ramps did not come with the trailer. These ramps I personally built. When I had the trailer in the rotisserie, I said I want to have a ramp that slides out the back versus the ramps that I bought with the trailer that were just 2-inch angle iron, and they would slide in right here underneath. So I ripped out all of that existing gusseting and re-engineered the gusseting underneath the tapered floor. So these ramps slide in all the way to here, commensurate with where the dovetail starts, and they ride back there. Okay, they ride in there, they slide out, they slide in, they slide all the way out, and they drop. And there's a little ledge there that it supports itself on, and I take this pin right here, and I transfer the pin right into here. When the ramp is all the way out, it goes through the brace underneath it, locks it in place. There's a limitation on that kind of design. When I drive a car up, if I get the wheels to spin, it will cause the ramps to splay outwards, to go out this way and that way. I haven't yet fixed that because I'm going to tie in a bar, a removable bar, to tie in here and tie in here when and if I do have a car that I drive up on the trailer. So right now, these are real heavy ramps made out of 2x3, 11 gauge, with really thick diamond plate. This is thicker stuff than the 1/8 inch. I had extra stuff, so I just made a ramp, and I just made it so it has these little, embossed areas where the bar goes across. Since the diamond plate is relatively thin, it's only 1/8 inch. I put this, I think it's 1 inch angle iron across to support this area of the diamond plate when the car goes up on it. And right about in here, it picks up on some bracing because the material is thicker. Here it's too thin, but up here it's thicker, so I can get some supporting material underneath here. So when I drive up a full car, it puts a lot of weight on here. It doesn't really bend this that much, at least it hasn't yet. So I have success in that. I put those tie down holders right there, and I cut out the ramp to make a little small ramp so the cable doesn't catch on that like it used to. In here I put a battery box and a toolbox. So the wiring on the trailer is in a conduit, and it's going to run up here into that junction box, that weatherproof junction box right there. That's the wiring harness right there, and that's going to be sheathed right here. And then I'm going to get a pigtail 7-pin connector to go into that. The battery is going to go in the battery box. I have the leads of the wiring coming in to the battery box, and then I cut it, and then I have it going back out to the lights and the brakes. So I have yet to do the battery box fully to get the battery tray installed, wire it up, and I'm going to have it so when I drive it, the battery's in there being charged from the vehicle. So been a lot of work, but it's been rewarding work. And one more thing I'm going to share. Right here, I'm going to put another step system about 12 inches long, maybe 18 inches long. I'm going to bend it. Instead of having a sharp angle, I'm going to bend it so it's nice and smooth transition, so I can have a step right there. Step up onto the trailer, and also in here, right about that location where my finger is, I'm going to have the same kind of connections, the same type of a tie-down hook right there. Instead of welding hooks onto the side of the trailer that stick up, have a step with the tie-down hook enmeshed into the floor, so it will go flush. These right here, these 2-inch square, rather thick beams, these I welded on when I put the trailer in the rotisserie. These were some kind of, I can't remember, I used this as a mounting point for the trailer to be fastened into the rotisserie, this very rotisserie. But I decided to leave them there because they can serve as a reference point, something maybe to take an impact, and also maybe for a tie-down mechanism to put a strap on if I need. Also, I made these ramps so they can come out partially to serve as an extended trailer. Very ever so slightly. That's the max that I'm going to go, about 2 feet more. So it gives me essentially a 20-foot trailer. So I don't know if this is according to any quote code. I don't know if it's done properly. I know I did make a mistake here because I put this diamond plate on the first wood deck change. I put diamond plate here because I had extra, and I thought I measured it correctly, but I didn't, because you can see this wedge. That's a clear indication of my screw up, meaning that I didn't get this part here squared up. So when I put these other decking plates in, this showed a very inferior job of me doing this years ago. So it is what it is. Don't know if I'll fix it. I'll just leave it like that. This is a spare tire hold down. The spare tire is in the other trailer, so that's where my spare is going to go. I might put a toolbox here. I'm not sure. Something to hold, like a box to hold various things. But all in all, the trailer is very useful. It's much more useful to me now, like this, than it ever was before in the previous iterations of this trailer. So it is what it is. I just wanted to share this because there's really not much content, as I said in the earlier part of the video, of this trailer or really any other trailers out there with this kind of modifications, or with these kind of modifications. Okay, so this is a very long video, so I'm going to go take it outside and wish you all a good day. Cheers.